Before all of us started travel nursing, I'm sure we all did a lot of research on our own. So we thought it'd be fun to talk about the most common Google searches out there on travel nursing. So we're gonna go through these one by one. So, travel nursing. How exactly does travel nursing work?
I mean, I don't know where one would start, but there's a lot of different travel companies out there that are offering different assignments, different locations, different rates. Typically they're 13 weeks. So you can, plan on being gone for 3 months at a time, or renew your contract, or go different places. Internationally, I know that as a US citizen, you can travel to Guam, the US Virgin Islands, Hawaii. So there's a lot of diversity and a lot of different locations and aspects to travel nursing that are attractive. So
yeah, I wonder what that said, because I feel like there's so many things that would be just on there. Like, how does it work? Yeah, there's so many different things. Speaking of Guam, I really want to do that. Did anyone go?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I think that would be so fun. All right, let's see what another one is. Is travel nursing worth it?
I would say it is, especially if you desire to be, if you love to travel, number one, and you love what you do. It has a lot of different perks. You're able to experience what a new area is like, make some good money along the way, and then just kind of, maybe you want to live somewhere new, and traveling gives you a chance to see how it feels to actually be in that area and live in that area, and maybe one day call it home.
Yeah, someone was talking about that earlier when we were chatting, like, you have to stay true to why you did it, and then it will be worth it. So, yeah, I like that. All right. How do I know if travel nursing is right for me?
You'll know if travel nursing is right for you if you are comfortable in your own company. Because as a travel nurse, you have to go to places alone sometimes if you don't have, a spouse or a family with you. So I think for a majority of people who do travel nursing, they have to be willing to be alone in certain spaces and flourish on their own.
Well, and a little bit about TJ, you travel kind of more locally.
Yeah, so that's one other thing about travel nursing is you can be a local traveler, or you can travel coast to coast. But I have met a lot of travelers that have traveled to a location, like Julius was saying, and made that their home. So they've traveled there, as an experiment to see if they would, fit in or jive, or if it was a place that they would consider moving to, and they end up.
I think it's a great way to do that. I mean, that was part of the reason I did it. I feel like is find my next forever home. I wanted to get out of where I was, and it's better to do traveling because you're not stuck in that one place. And if it doesn't work out, you're gone.
And you can bring your spouse and your pets along too. So that's kind of a big bonus.
Which is a great thing.
Yeah, especially if your spouse is a travel nurse as well. All right, let's see. Is travel nursing hard to get into?
Once you achieve the requirements for it, you have to be a nurse working in the field for so long. And once you achieve that, you can start looking.
I think finding the right company to go into and talking to all of them and kind of seeing what each has to offer. Yeah.
So many companies. So, you'd have to do your research on that. But AMN.
Well, we've all landed with AMN, so I think that shows a pretty...
And there's conferences too.
Oh, and there's conferences, you're right.
Yeah, there's a TravCon, which you can go to learn about travel nursing and or travel as other professions too, but in the medical field. So that's another resource.
I have not gone to TravCon yet. I would like to go.
I've gone twice.
You've gone twice?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it worth it?
Yes.
Okay, maybe that'll be the next one.
Is that in Las Vegas?
Yes.
Nice.
Is travel nursing lonely?
I don't think so, because it's an adventure. Wherever you're going, there's places to go that you've never been and seen. It's exciting. There's a lot to do outside of work. You do get some days off.
Yeah, you do. Yes,
So,
we do.
Yeah.
I think it has its moments where some could say that it's lonely, but I think that's when you go back into the benefit of travel nursing and structuring your life. You can say, hey, I've been traveling for a little while. Let me take some time off and just go and spend with family. Sometimes you can't do that if you're a staff nurse. It's kind of difficult to take off 2.5 months based on seniority or how the scheduling goes, but you could work 3 months. You could say, hey, 2 months, I'm gonna go to San Bernardino and stay with my family. And you can balance it. You just gotta kind of structure your life. And if you structure it, shouldn't be that lonely.
Yeah. For me, well, a lot of us, we traveled very far from home. You traveled from Massachusetts. I traveled from Pennsylvania to San Diego. That was my first travel assignment. And there were times where I was lonely, but there's always fun things to do. And you're never alone. There's always gonna be another traveler on that unit or somewhere in the hospital that you can kind of connect with. So it doesn't always have to be lonely. All right. Is travel nursing going away?
No,
I can't see it.
no, it's not.
There's always going to be a need for nurses.
The hospital never closes, so.
Yeah, that's
It
right.
never closes. You're right. Well, that wraps up the most common travel nursing Google searches, and we're gonna move on to some fun ones that we all submitted. These are some of our own personal Google searches. So let's see what number 1 is. HBO The Pit reviews.
That was me.
That was you?
Even though I haven't seen it yet, I've heard a lot about it though.
I've watched every single episode.
Wow.
It's so good. It's really cool because it goes through an entire 12-hour, hopefully longer shift. And every episode is the real-time hour. And a lot of the stuff they show is pretty legitimate. Like the one that, obviously it was a NICU thing. It was a baby that was born shoulder dystocia, and it was like pretty legit.
Whoa.
Yeah, they'll show everything, open fractures. It's pretty cool. And a fun fact about The Pit is that AMN is actually in one of the episodes. They have the green iPad with the language services.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, right?
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay, the next one. Best travel nursing housing finder.
I use Airbnb.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I favor Airbnb because the security and how they hold the landlords to the standards of their company. If there says it's a 50-inch TV there and there's no TV, they hold the landlord responsible for doing that. Or if you feel unsafe for any reason, because a lot of, especially women I know, when they travel, they want to make sure that they're somewhere safe.
Right.
You say anything to them, they can rebook you. It's a little bit more expensive, but you got to pay for that comfort.
Yeah.
So me personally, I like Airbnb.
I like Furnish Finders.
Yeah, I use that one a lot. Do you book through Furnish Finders?
I do.
See, I tend to FaceTime the landlord and then try to book.
You FaceTime the landlord?
Yeah, and try to book off of it. Because my fear with booking through these platforms is what if you get your contract canceled?
So there's been friends of mine that I have that sometimes they have to leave for either a family emergency or something like that. Typically, the host is, you communicate with them and it's at their discretion.
Right.
But they never really say, I've never seen an instance where they're like, no. You know what I mean? As long as you've paid up through the time that you're there, they may have some different stipulations, but I've never heard no. But I get where you're coming from, though.
Yeah. Do you have to worry about housing? Have you?
I don't. I'm a local traveler. However, when I graduated my LVN in Missouri, we transitioned back to California. My wife was a nurse, and we traveled to Northern California. We didn't search our own housing. It was provided by the travel company that that we were with. So,
I mean, that's a good point because that is an option when you're doing your contract with travel nursing is you can have the housing be found by AMN. I always forget about that option.
That's what I've done.
Is that what you've done?
And they found a really nice place for me with Traveler's Haven. I got 2 parking spaces too.
So really like taking that
Very
further back
nice.
to the travel nursing part of that, you really don't have to worry about housing because they can do it for you because it's I feel like we always take the stipends and find it on our own, but you don't necessarily have to.
Right.
Which is a good point.
but that's a whole nother Google search.
It is a whole nother Google search. We need another board.
Right, yeah.
All right, let's see. Ooh, the best meal prep containers. This was mine. I think that, because I think nurses in general, this is kind of my push for 2025, is to eat healthier when we're at work. Because we tend to eat the pizza that's given to us, or a family. Yes, the families and patients bring us snacks, and it's hard to eat healthy. So, meal prepping. I want to know the best meal prep containers. Does anyone have a suggestion?
I mean, I got some off of Amazon. I didn't really spend too much time researching it or Googling it or whatever, but...
Don't judge my Google search.
yeah, you know, the kind of toxic-free, BPA-free or whatever. Oh, that best price and that's it.
And do that, yeah. Oh, how to start an IV therapy business.
I think I may have done that one.
Is that what you want to do?
Well, it's interesting because I've been hearing about this industry, the IV therapy industry, and it's like nurses that they can either go in as nurses or they get their NP degree and they start their own businesses with IV therapy, and it's a good way to make more money and also just like learn the industry. And a friend of mine who is a travel nurse was like, we should start our own IV therapy business. I was like, oh, maybe.
Well, there you go.
I feel now nurses are using more of like going down the entrepreneur route, which I think is so cool because you can still do your nursing but also have a business.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's such different things, but now they're kind of collabing together.
And I feel like nurses can make awesome entrepreneurs because of the skill set that they have.
Well, let me know if you do it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll join you. All right, last one. Bay Area travel assignments.
That was me. So we went from I moved from Cabo to pretty much directly to rural Missouri to do my LVN. And then as soon as we were done with that, we moved back to California, but to the Bay Area, and my wife was doing the travel nursing. And we were there for 2 years.
I thought maybe you wanted to go back.
No. No, but it was included in our search, and you know, and some of the best places to go, and we found some really nice areas up there. Yeah, San Mateo, Burlingame.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I actually been up there for a couple assignments, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those are all of our Google searches. What are yours?